Hello, Jessica here from the Oakland County Treasurer's Office. This video is for those units with capture districts. So if you have a DDA, Brownfield, TIFA, Smart Zone, LDFA, any of those, then this is the video for you. When working on these rounding sheets, I find it easiest to work left to right. So if you're using these worksheets for summer or winter tax calcs before sending out your tax bills, you would want to update your rates, this column here, from your L4029. If you are using the worksheets just at settlement time and are downloading them from the FTP site, then our office will have already updated the rates, so you can just start with updating the taxable values. Unlike the rounding worksheets for those units without capture districts, you're going to pull your taxable values from your worksheet to final. So these are the worksheets that we send out from our warrant system, and we usually send those out in March after we've done the warrants. So you're going to pull your taxable value from this worksheet to final. If you have PA 494 parcels, those taxable values will be separated out like your commercial personal property and your industrial personal property. So you'll start by entering the taxable values from the taxable value before capture column, right there, on the worksheet to final, and we only enter information into our rounding worksheet into the highlighted cells. So you will be entering those into the school section of the spreadsheet. So for these you can see your taxable values. We'll just have to scroll down to the school section here. So you can see this is the 290 school district and 290 school district here. So you can see the taxable values have already been input for PRE other right there, for CPP. If there were 494 parcels, those would be entered separately there for non-PRE. And then once all of these are entered, I always like to double check your taxable value for all of them to make sure that those match up. If you have multiple school districts, then you would go through your worksheet to final, and there would be multiple school districts on the worksheet, and you would enter those in as well. I also like to check to make sure that my taxable value for my county or for my city operating, make sure that those match, especially if you have multiple school districts, so that way you know that the taxable values have been entered correctly. So once the taxable values have been entered into this column, this taxable value before capture column, you'll want to enter your taxable values for your capture district as well. And you'll get those from your DDA report, and this is broken up summer and then winter, just like on the spreadsheet here, summer and then winter. And you'll just do the same thing. Captured value from your report will go into these columns here. So you can see real PRE entered right there, CPP, which is down here, commercial personal, industrial personal are down there, and then your non-PRE right there. So once we enter those in, we're good with our taxable values. The next step is to add or subtract pennies in this original warrant column of the rounding worksheet. And the purpose of this is to make the original warrant column of the rounding worksheet match the original warrant column on your worksheet to final, right there. There really shouldn't be much more of a difference than a few pennies in either direction. If there is a bigger difference than that, then you'll want to make sure your rates are correct and your taxable values are correct. So to add pennies, you would just click in the cell that you need to add it in, and then up here at the end of the formula, in the formula bar, you would just do plus 0.01 if you need to add a penny, or minus 0.01 if you need to subtract. So I'll just go through my worksheet to final here, and you can see we have for the county we have operating, Parks and Rec, HCMA, Zoo, and Art, and that's the same order that they go here. So if you look at this value here, 328,565.66, that matches the original warrant column here, so we don't need to do anything. But you can see for Parks and Rec, our rounding worksheet has 18,937.61, but on our worksheet to final it has 0.62, so we need to add a penny to this one. So I've selected the cell, and you just click in the formula bar and do plus 0.01, and then it adds that penny. So now my worksheet to the rounding matches my worksheet to final. So for HCMA, we need to subtract a penny. So I just click in the cell at the end of the formula, do minus 0.01. Now you can see it's 16,828.20. That matches that 16,828.20. Looks like Zoo Authority it matches, but Art Institute we need to subtract a penny. So just click in the cell, then click at the end of the formula, do minus 0.01. Okay, so after you've gone through and adjusted all of your pennies in this original warrant column, then you'll want to go down to your total and make sure that your totals match. So you can see here the subtotal for summer matches the subtotal here. Admin fee, that matches. You would also adjust for pennies in the admin fee if you needed to. And then our summer total, our winter total matches, and our winter admin fee matches. So our total amount down here, 3,836,275.87, matches our worksheet to final, 3,836,275.87. So those match. So we know that we've added or subtracted the pennies in the original warrant column on our rounding worksheet, so that we now match the original warrant column on our worksheet to final. So the next step is going to be doing the same thing down your capture district columns. So it'll be the same process. You can see on our worksheet to final we have our capture district column here. So it'll be the same process. If we need to add or subtract pennies, we would just do the same thing. You just have to do plus or minus. Let's see. So once you've gone through and added or subtracted pennies in your capture district column, you'll want to come down to the totals and make sure that these are zeros. Those should not have any pennies in them. It should balance out, because basically it's taking the amounts that it's capturing from each taxing authority, and it's putting it into this section for the actual capture district. So everything should balance out and your total should be 0. And that's what it is on your worksheet to final. So you're balancing to that. The next step is going to be entering your special assessments from your warrant. Those do not show up on the worksheet to final. So those you actually do have to go to the warrant from your assessor to get those amounts. So you can see here, let's see, there's water resources, water and sewer, and then some CBT specials and property transfer affidavits. So we will add those in for our summer. So you can just click in the box, do equals, and then add them in there. see here. So you can see for our summer now, this total matches our warrant. And then for winter, there are no specials, so that works out. Oh, I'm sorry. Drains and lake levels. So we'll add that in there. So now our winter total matches there. So the next step is going to be adding in our build amounts. So I'm going to end this video, and our next video will pick up with our build amounts.